back to another episode of mc.uhc on the zone. Today I want to tell you guys a little story about our shitty cable company. We are switching our company right now, actually, because the other day was the final straw. They're supposed to be here in like an hour or so, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to do this or not. I guess we'll see. But yeah, we've had trouble with this fucking ignorant company since March. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the whole long, ridiculous fucking story. So let's go ahead and get to it. That's creepy as fuck. Village, a village. Please don't let anyone. Aw, you son of a bitch. Tricking me like that. Anyway, hi kitty. For the purpose of this video, this cable company shall be called Bag of Dicks, just in case someday they somehow see this and decide that I'm making shit up or something and try to sue me, because I've seen that shit happen to people that have posted YouTube videos before. So for the purpose of this video, they shall be known as the Bag of Dicks Cable Company. And I mean, really, it's a fitting name, because that's what they are. It's a big fucking bag of dicks. So we've been dealing with this bullshit since all the way back in March. We had the same company when we lived in Fort Wayne, and we decided that we were just going to keep them and transfer our services because they had this supposedly great program where you could just tell them where you were moving to and your address and the date. Oh fuck, there's another village over here. I'm sure someone's already been here by now. But anyway, you would just tell them where you were moving and whatever, and they would work everything out for you and have everything set up when you got there. And that sounds like a beautiful, fantastic fucking plan, right? Especially for someone that's still in college. Yep, someone's already been here. And is taking online classes. So I definitely needed the internet right away when we moved here. So we decided to go ahead and do that. We called, we gave them all of our information. The woman said that we would be able to just take our equipment with us, and they would have the signal sent here already by the time we moved in. So all we would have to do would be plug our items in, and everything should work, right? Of course not. And let me just say that we are dealing with this after we already dealt with a bunch of other bullshit with moving, and I'll tell that story in a different video because that's something else that was just fucking ridiculous. So we get here after a bunch of other horrendous bullshit. We're moved in. We go to plug our stuff in, and of course it doesn't work. So at the time we had a phone that was a pay-as-you-go phone, and you only had a certain number of minutes per month. And along with that, we live in the middle of nowhere, so it's really hard to hear. And I'm sure if you've ever dealt with customer service, a lot of times the people that are doing the customer service don't speak English very well, or at least they have a very heavy accent, and it's really hard to understand them. So we live in the middle of nowhere where we hardly have service, we have a limited number of minutes, and we're talking to people that we're experiencing a language barrier with. So we're already set up for failure. So Tyler calls this company, Bag of Dicks, to tell them that our shit isn't working. This is our account information. We set up with this moving program so that everything would be working. I'm in school. I have an exam like the next day that's online that I have to take. We need to get this shit sorted out. We spent literally 2 hours on the phone with these motherfuckers and still accomplished nothing because they couldn't figure out what was wrong. They didn't know why our shit wasn't working. They couldn't find our address, just all kinds of ridiculous, stupid things. So finally, we just gave up on talking to people on the phone. We drove to the Bag of Dicks store and said, hey, your shit's not working. We've had service with you for X amount of months, and we just moved here. And we talked to someone a month ago when we told them we were moving, and they said that we would be able to just take our equipment with us and move in and everything would be fine. Oh, well, whoever you talked to was wrong, because that equipment, thanks for the lag, zombie, that equipment doesn't work here. The Fort Wayne equipment is different than the equipment that we have here. So you can't use that. Cool. So you're telling me that your customer service representative who handles the moving portion of your business doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Great, whatever. Just get me signed up for something then. So we explain everything that's happened so far. They apologize. They tell us that they're gonna give us this great deal. It's gonna be $112 a month. We're gonna get 50 megs, blah blah blah. Price lock guarantee for 2 years, but no contract. Cool. Sounds great. So we sign up for that. They ask us if we want to have someone install it or if we want to do it ourselves. We say we want to do it ourselves because if we're going to have someone else do it, then that means that we're not going to be able to have internet until like a week later, and we don't have time for that. I have shit to do. I have homework. I have things that require the internet that I need to do. So they give us our equipment. They tell us to bring back our old equipment whenever we can, and that'll all be good. Cool. So we go home. They tell us the signal will be sent. We'll just have to call to activate it, and that'll be that. Awesome. Great. So we go home. We hook up our shit, and we try to call, and the lady can't hear us. We can't get a call through because of our fucking cell phone situation. So Tyler decides and I don't know if I already said this, the Bag of Dicks store is 45 minutes away from our house, so we have to drive far as fuck to be able to get there to talk to these people and use a shit ton of gas. So Tyler drives like 20 minutes away to where he can get good cell phone service so that we can talk to these idiots. And when he's out there talking to this woman, she tells him that he has to be at home to activate the signal. He tells her, listen here, bitch. He didn't call her a bitch, obviously, but listen here, bitch. This is what I've been dealing with. I drove out here so you can hear me. If I go home, I'm not going to have a signal. My phone is almost dead. I need to do this right here, right now. But she insists that he needs to go home because he needs to verify that the router is plugged in and da-da-da-da-da. We know the shit's plugged in. He looked at it before he left, and I'm at home with it, and he can text me while he's on the phone with her. But whatever, so he decides to drive home then. So he drove all the way home, and when he gets home, his fucking phone dies. Of course. So at this point, we're like, fuck it, again. We go back to the Bag of Dicks store, tell them what is going on, tell them that the signal doesn't work, and we tried to call to activate it, and they couldn't do it. So they say that there's a problem because whoever lived here before us had satellite, so we're going to have to pay for someone to come out and install this shit anyway. And they can't come for another couple of days. So in the meantime now, I have to go to Tyler's grandma's house to do my homework and take my exams and shit until this is all resolved. We now have to pay for someone to come out here when we should have been able to do it ourselves. So we're highly irritated, but whatever. So they say they're going to send someone out here. That's fine. We have now used all of our cell phone minutes and then some. Half a tank of gas or more going back and forth to the store. And then the next day, I wake up and there's a box of Bag of Dicks equipment on my front stoop. And then the next day, there's another one. Because, come to find out, whatever idiot I talked to before had signed me up for 3 fucking accounts. So I now had 3 accounts open in my name. I'm having all this equipment sent to me that I didn't order. So we have to make multiple trips back to the Bag of Dicks store to return this shit that we didn't want in the first place. But whatever, at least we're going to get our shit installed. So finally the guy comes, he installs it, whatever, it's fine. However, we're supposed to be getting 50 megs. Usually we only get like 30, and half the time our internet just randomly goes out because whoever installed it did a shit job and the company is a piece of shit anyway. So now I deal with internet going out in the middle of my quizzes, which caused me to lose all my data on a couple quizzes and get zeros, along with it going out in the middle of me playing games and recording and whatever else. So that's fucking great. That's just great, but whatever. We're just gonna deal with it because we don't wanna fuck with them anymore. Time. So then, oh, and lapis. Beautiful. Then, some other shit happens where I haven't gotten a bill yet. They told me that I should get it in a few days after signing up, and I still don't have it. So during one of the trips when we went to return a bunch of shit to the Bag of Dicks store, I let them know that I hadn't gotten my bill yet, and the woman tells me not to worry about it. It says that it's already been sent out, so wait a couple weeks, and if I haven't gotten it, then contact her. Okay, whatever. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I still don't have a bill. I find out that not only do I have my first bill, I also have a bill for the next month now. So we are basically 2 months behind because we're already past due on our first bill, and the second bill is supposed to be due a few days later because whatever fucking idiot I talked to had signed me up for paperless billing, even though I said that I wanted paper bills. So now I'm behind on my bill. I find out that I've been charged like this ridiculous fucking $20, $30 technician fee. And on top of that, I've also been charged shipping for all the random fucking equipment that they sent me that I did not want. I should not have to pay any shipping. I went to the damn store and I got my own equipment. There's no reason for me to pay any kind of shipping fees, but whatever. I don't want to fucking deal with it. So I pay the first bill that's past due, and I know that we're not going to be able to pay the second bill on time because we've already been behind, and now we have like a $300 internet bill to pay because the original bill is supposed to be $112, but after all their fees and shit, it ends up being $130, and then after everything else with all the technician fees and being late, we end up paying like $200 plus the next month's bill. So we have a lot of shit that we have to fucking pay for. Whatever, I pay it. We've been behind the whole time. Whatever. We get it shut off, we wait a couple days, we get it turned back on. It sucks, but it's what we've had to fucking do because they fucked us. So anyway, the most recent event is what really set me off, and which is why we're canceling our company with them. There's a zombie spawn over here somewhere. So, a few weeks ago, on August 7th, it was time for our shit to get shut off because we hadn't paid the last bill that we owed, which was $117. And I had the money, but if I paid that, then I wouldn't be able to afford groceries and shit for the week. So I talked to someone online and I asked about setting up a payment plan because I told them that I needed the internet for work and whatever else. And I had the money to pay part of it right now. I'd already made a partial payment on the bill earlier in the month. Is there anything we could do where I could pay $50 now and pay the rest the next week? So it'd be less than a week and I would have the rest of the money. So they tell me, I'm not going to make them, I'm going to save those. They tell me, yeah, that's fine. We can set that up. I'll leave a note on your account that you want to do that. You just need to call and let them know that you talked to someone and they'll set it up for you. Okay, cool. So I call and there's no note on the account. They don't know what I'm talking about. No one set up a payment plan. They can't do anything like that. But they would be able to help me out so that they can make it a post-dated payment where on the 21st, as long as I had the money in my account, they would take out the money and that would be fine. And the woman told me that if I paid it sooner, then they wouldn't take the money and it would all be cool. Alright, great. So I set that up and things seem like they're gonna go okay. Our shit is gonna be paid for, everything's gonna be cool and great. Right? No, of course not. Me, being cautious, I decided that I would like to go ahead and make my payment early so that I knew that it was paid for and we wouldn't have any problems. Well, of course, we end up with problems anyway. So I made the payment early, and come to find out that even though I made the payment for the exact amount, these motherfuckers went ahead and took the money out of my account anyway, along with some kind of fee. So I've now paid $117 to them, and on top of that, they just went ahead and took out $123 from my bank account, causing my bank account to go negative because they also charged me, well, they charged me that, and then I also got charged a $34 overdraft fee because of this charge being taken out, because I wasn't anticipating having an extra $123 taken from my bank. That money was supposed to be going towards other bills that I had to pay. So now I have literally no money in my bank account. I have an overdraft fee. I have no money to pay other bills or buy food or gas or anything else that I may need in my life. So I'm furious because this was not how the plan was supposed to go. This is not what I agreed to. This is not what I was told. So I talked to someone online with Bag of Dicks customer service, and they tell me that it was their mistake. They're very sorry that one of their representatives told me that, and they'll be able to refund me the money that they took from me, and that's fine. However, they can't do anything about the overdraft fee because that's not part of their company. They won't be able to help me with that. They could give me a $34 credit to my Bag of Dicks account, but that's all that they're going to be able to do for me. Great. So my bank account's still going to be negative because I had like $40 in there at the time that they took this money. And they've now taken $123 plus the $34 overdraft fee. So basically, what you're telling me is you're not going to give me all my money back. You're only going to give me back part of the money that you took from me. And I am still going to be negative in my bank account, and I'm still going to be fucked. Cool. But that's fine. Whatever. They say that I can call then and try to set something up with the actual company and see if they would be willing to try to work something out to refund me my money. Okay, great. That's cool. That's fine. I'll do that. And he was going to leave a note on my account so that they would know that we were going to work this out and they were going to give me my money back. Cool. Great. So I call them, and of course, they've heard absolutely nothing about this. They have no idea that this has even happened. They tell me they're not going to be able to give me my money back because our account was past due, so both payments were legitimate payments and they can't do anything about it. So now you're telling me that I have literally zero money. You took money that you weren't supposed to take. I am not going to have money to pay the rest of my bills, to eat, to live. I am not going to have money to pay this overdraft fee. And I'm going to continue to get charged overdraft fees for X amount of days until Tyler gets paid so that we could put more money in the account. And even after that, we're still not going to have money. And then the next week we have to pay our rent and so on and so forth. So obviously I'm really fucking pissed off. GG. I have won the UHC. Hooray. GG. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and finish my story out here. So I now have no money. They've taken all my money. They tell me that they're not going to give me my money back. After all of this bullshit, after they told me that they would give me my money back. So I called Chase, and they said that I could, what's the word for it? Not contest, but dispute. I could dispute the charge, and they probably wouldn't be able to give me my money back. They could at least temporarily give me my money back so that I wouldn't be negative, and then once they disputed it and they found out that they weren't going to be able to do anything, then they would take the money out again. But at least it wouldn't be negative for right now, so I wouldn't continue paying overdraft fees. So I did that, and they gave me my overdraft fee back as well. So now, here we are. And in a few hours after the people from the new company come and install our shit, we're gonna call a bag of dicks and tell them to fuck off, and we are canceling our shit. But yeah, I have had a hell of a fucking time with these idiots. Internet going out randomly in the middle of recording, in the middle of fucking exams, internet going out for hours at a time, TV not working, just fucking terrible. So don't get your internet and cable through bag of dicks. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of mc.uhc on the Zone. I will see you guys all again next time. Bye bye.